What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and we're back with another Michigan recruiting report. I'm going to talk about 5 key Michigan recruits that I saw on the road over the last couple of weeks. Before we do that, I want to invite you guys to become a YouTube member. That's right. Our Tuesday recruiting show has gone premium. So is the Ballast and Skeen show. You can become a Maize and Blue member here on our YouTube channel for $4.99 a month. Again, that is the only way to watch the Tuesday recruiting show live, as well as the Ballast and Skeen show. It is all ad-free, and we're planning to add even more perks. So sign up today for $4.99 a month using just the link in the description here. Become a YouTube member. Join today. And also, if you want daily Michigan recruiting coverage, you can subscribe to the Wolverine.com. It's Michigan Washington week. It is a rematch of the national championship game. So we're running a special promo that's 50% off your annual membership at the Wolverine.com. And that gets you daily recruiting intel, team information, great message board at the Fort message board where you can interact with other users. Again, that's 50% off your annual membership at the Wolverine.com. Just use the promo code GOBLUE. All right, guys. So let's talk about 5 recruits I saw on the road over the last couple of weeks. Oh, really quick. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. For free, you can still like the video and you can still subscribe to our YouTube channel where we drop a ton of free videos. But let's talk about 5 key recruits I saw on the road over the last couple of weeks. And I've been out to some different states. I was in Texas a couple of weeks ago and had a chance to see top 100 wide receiver commit Andrew Marsh. And so, with Andrew Marsh, I've gotten a lot of questions. Is he going to stick? Is he solid? Is he worried about Michigan's offense? I'll say that Andrew Marsh isn't excited about Michigan's offense. I don't think anybody watching this video really is, but I think he sees opportunity, right? Michigan, they need playmakers at the wide receiver position. Andrew Marsh will have an opportunity to come in and play early, potentially start right away. I mean, the opportunity for a big play guy is there. Andrew Marsh can line up in the slot. He can line up on the outside. He is a terrific route runner. He's one of the best in the air receivers in the country. The majority of 50-50 balls he is winning. And he has enough speed to stretch the field as well. I know that speed has been a bit of a question mark with Marsh, but he has enough to get vertical and provide a deep threat too. So again, he's a really versatile guy. He's just a terrific natural pass catcher, a guy that can be a difference maker at Michigan. And so he sees that. Of course, he's getting negative recruited by other schools, which is expected, but Marsh told me he's still happy with his commitment. He has no other visits planned, and he knows there's a great future coming in at quarterback with the reigning Florida Player of the Year in Carter Smith, as well as top 100 2026 quarterback commit Brady Hart. And Marsh has been able to connect with both of those guys as well on his previous visits to Michigan. So as of today, nothing to worry about with Andrew Marsh. Let's talk a little bit about some defensive guys. Let's talk in the 2026 class about 4-star edge Luke Wafle out of the Hunt School in Princeton, New Jersey. And if that last name sounds familiar, it is because it is. I mean, Wafle is the younger brother of Michigan defensive lineman Owen Wafle. So that tie should give Michigan the inside track here. Now, Wafle's listed as a defensive lineman for some reason by On3, but he does project as a bigger edge. He has hit a nice growth spurt. Last year, he was more of a tweener. He's all the way up to 6'5.5". He looks closer to 240 than his 225 listing. So he's a big kid. Michigan has the lead on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. I mentioned the tie to his brother. However, he is doing his due diligence and is heading to other schools. He's visited Penn State quite a few times. Texas, he's been to twice and really likes them as well. But I think Michigan's going to have to work to land Luke Wafle. They can't just depend on the brother connection. but I think they have a really, really good shot here. Again, there's just a lot of familiarity with the Michigan program. He's connected well with new defensive line coach Lou Esposito, who also happens to be from New Jersey. And Owen is recruiting Luke pretty hard to Michigan too. So yeah, a lot to like about Michigan's chances with Luke Wafle. And he just visited for the game against USC, so he had a chance to see a thriller and experience it in a great atmosphere. Let's stick with the 2026 class and talk about linebacker Kosi Okpala out of the Houston area in the great state of Texas. So Michigan went into Houston area suburb Katy and landed Andrew Marsh. Now they're looking to go back there and pull Okpala, who is one of the nation's top linebackers. He's an on 300 recruit, a top 150 recruit on 3. Now you see most of the regional schools are heavily involved in this recruitment. Houston's actually the RPM leader, but Texas A&M, Texas Tech are all involved here. Michigan did offer him in the offseason. Like I said, Marsh made the commitment from the Katy area to Michigan. So, that'll be a selling point to Okpala. I think with him, they just have to get him on campus. Brian Jean Mary has been in contact. They are trying to get him up for a visit. And remember, Brian Jean Mary spent many years at the University of Texas. He has ties around the state of Texas. And so I think that'll help him as he continues to pursue Okpala. Linebacker will be a need for the Wolverines in 2026, and Okpala is definitely high on the board early on. Let's go ahead and flip back to the 2025 class and talk about flips. Brandon Finney, a top 100 Oregon commit, made a surprise visit to Michigan for the game against Texas. And man, I was really impressed with Brandon Finney when I got a chance to see him live here recently. And I was impressed the first time I saw him live too. I was really high on him after I watched him at the Under Armour camp in Baltimore in the spring. Getting a chance to see him in game, you really gain an appreciation for his skill set and his build. He's 6'2", 185, but really muscular, upper half, filling out really well. He also has really good speed, ran a 10.8 100 meter, had the best broad jump at the Under Armour camp in Baltimore, one of the best verticals too. I mean, just a superior athlete with all the tools to come in and play early, if not start as a true freshman. Obviously, corner will be a big need for the Michigan roster next year. Brandon Finney has the potential to come in and be that immediate impact player. Now, I know you see Oregon and you think NIL, but distance is becoming more of a factor here. And that's why Finney is considering Michigan and Penn State. It's not like Finney's considering other NIL schools. It's not like Miami has jumped into the picture or Texas A&M or anything like that. He's considering schools a little closer to home. Penn State is a drive for him from the Baltimore area. The flight from BWI to Detroit Wayne is a very, very short flight, like an hour or maybe a little longer, but very short flight. So proximity to home may be becoming a bigger factor for Finney. He is set to visit Penn State this weekend, Oregon on the 12th. But Michigan gets him last. November 23rd is his official visit date. And like I said, he was already on campus for the game against Texas. If things go well on the OV, Michigan, could maybe work some magic here. Lamar Morgan has shown he's able to land some elite talent. So Finney could be a possibility. I think Michigan is a legitimate threat here. Speaking of the corner position, Michigan already holds a commitment from an on 300 prospect in Jaden Sanders out of Texas. And so, like I said, I was in Texas here recently and had a chance to see Jaden Sanders live for the first time. He is listed at 6'2", 175, probably right at about 6'1.5" or so. He is a bit of a lanky guy, not as filled out as Finney, but does have the frame to add plenty of good weight. He's the typical taller, longer, physical corner that Michigan usually desires. Not the athlete that Finney is, but still really versatile and a good athlete, a guy that played both corner and safety as well as wide receiver. I think, speed is a strong suit for Finney, but is a bit of a question mark when it comes to Sanders. But all in all, he's a really, really good player with a lot of potential Still a little bit raw, but a guy that was further along technically than I thought he would be. And just, again, a really high ceiling. He kind of reminds me of Jamon Green, who was another taller, longer kid who had some speed question marks out of Texas, but still had a high ceiling. Jamon ended up being a starter for Michigan for, I believe, a couple of years. And so I think Jaden Sanders can follow a similar trajectory as well. But obviously you want to complement him with a bit of a speedier guy. And that's why Finney, who we just talked about, is such a massive priority. But I thought Sanders had a good showing. And again, I think you can get kind of a Jamon Green type of player in Jaden Sanders. So those were 5 key targets I saw on the road over the last couple of weeks. I will be back on the road this week seeing a really, really massive target. So you want to stay tuned for that and come back next week for our next episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. As always, become a YouTube member. Subscribe for just $4.99 a month. Use our Amazing Blue membership to watch our Tuesday recruiting show live, as well as the Ballas and Skeen show. If you want daily recruiting information, you're excited about the Michigan-Washington matchup, we have great team intel too over at thewolverine.com. It's 50% off. Use that promo code GOBLUE. And last thing, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free for all the great video content we drop on basically a daily basis. Again, we'll see you guys next week.